Hi, this is 100 Films and Other Stuff. At 89 is Nobuhiro Yamashita's Linda, Linda, Linda. Be warned, there are spoilers ahead. What I'm about to say is not particularly original nor erudite, but movies have the power to make us feel all sorts of wonderful and often not so wonderful emotions. I like films that unsettle me and challenge my perspective. I suppose what I'm saying is, I like films that make me think. Not all movies have to be cerebral, nor make me think per se, but it helps. But if a film doesn't make me think, then I want it to entertain me, or at the very least, have characters I like and believe. This leads me to Linda, Linda, Linda. Linda, Linda, Linda is without question a feel-good movie, and anybody who watches it and doesn't feel happier for the experience is either a curmudgeon or dead. The thing is though, it's much more than a feel-good movie. It's a wonderful examination of high school life, cultural misunderstandings, music, friendship, and just trying to fit in as an exchange student. It also has a wonderful musical score by James Iha of Smashing Pumpkins fame, and some beautiful direction from Yamashita. So what's Linda Linda all about? The narrative revolves around an all-girl band that has just lost their guitarist to a finger injury and their lead singer too. Well, nobody's really sure because it's never clearly explained, but let us just put it down to being a teenager. These problems arise just 3 days before they are due to play at their high school culture festival. The surviving 3 band members, Kei, Nozomi and Kyoko, have a decision to make. Perform or quit.
やる。私ギターやる。やる。
So they decide to play on, but they still need to find a lead singer and new songs to perform. The new songs come in the form of 3 covers of the Japanese punk group The Blue Hearts, and to say the titular song is catchy would be a gross understatement. The lead singer emerges as Son, played by the delectable Duna Pei. Son is a Korean exchange student who is not proficient in Japanese and initially joins the band due to a misunderstanding in Japanese.
そうさんバンドやんない？はい。ボーカルでいいよね？はい。やるのブルーハーツだから。あ、はい。嫌じゃないよね？嫌じゃないよ。頑張ってよ。ありがとう。
Pei is phenomenal as the slightly kooky Korean exchange student, but she's more than just funny. Pei creates in Son an awkward, vulnerable, human and believable character.
보컬! Son! Yeah! 行くぞ!飛ぶネズミみたいに美しくなりたい
Believable is perhaps the best way to sum up this film, because it's a frightening realistic account of Japanese high school life. whether it be the interactions between teachers and students, to the nerves, the gossip, the angst, the friendships, and the confessions of love. It's all there, beautifully and awkwardly realised for our viewing pleasure. Kudos must go to Yamashita because his direction, which is delightfully restrained, has a modicum of camera movement with some lovely long takes that are exquisite to watch due to their simplicity and humour.
もしもし。明日また。
じゃあ明日持ってくね。
いつもこのバス乗ってきた？
But his long takes, coupled with natural dialogue and use of diegetic sound, imbues the film with a lovely naturalism that really puts the audience in each scene.
じゃああったかもね。
見たことある？
ない。
見たことある。
あ、私を？そう。
The film is also full of conversations that are not necessarily about the narrative nor what the audience might understand, but the characters in the film understand. These conversations give the characters more depth and make the scenes more natural. Here's an example of what I'm talking about.
じゃあ分かった。この前のあの道一番最初に通った人ボーカル。
どこ？
これの前。
あんた何言ってんの？
じゃあ京子歌う？
やだ。K でいいじゃん。
私ギターでいっぱいいっぱいだもん。
そんな初めてじゃない。
本当に無理なんだって。
萌えとか。
萌えの声はブルーハーツじゃないでしょ。
でも面白いかもね。
Despite Moe already appearing in the film, we don't really know what she sounds like. So why they find the prospect of her singing Blue Heart songs, Omoshiroi, is a mystery. Yet by the end of the movie, we get it. Because Moe sounds like this.
The water is white. I can't cross over.
And to be honest, I'd like to hear Moe sing some Blue Heart songs too, because I think it would be pretty cool. I digress. Another aspect that's quite refreshing is that the movie is ostensibly concerned with the girls playing music and their friendship. There's no real fighting once they agree on the band and the songs. The film is about 4 high school girls working together, solving problems, in order to play music at a school festival. And everything else is kind of secondary. Sure, they do have love interests, but as Son says to her admirer,
애들이랑 멤버들이랑 다 같이 있고 싶어서.
何?
will the girls succeed? Will they play in front of a packed gymnasium to a rousing applause? Even if you haven't seen the film, I think you know the answer. But by the end of the movie, as they race to their performance, we want them to make it. We want them to succeed. It's partly down to just liking them, but they've also earned it. We've watched them start their musical journey from this and then practice and practice to finally get to this. Though in between, there has been quite a lot of sleeping. Yamashita understood that if you want to have a happy ending where the characters are rewarded, then you better make sure they put in the effort. Otherwise, it's just not believable. The effort went even beyond the characters and extended to the 4 actors, who went to the trouble of learning the 3 songs from the film and performed them live in front of an audience. which is pretty cool if you ask me. It should be noted that Linda 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 came on the back of two other Japanese films, Waterboys and Swing Girls, directed by Shinobu Yaguchi, which follow a similar narrative arc where a bunch of misfits come together to overcome some kind of adversity. Both are excellent movies, and like Linda Linda Linda, are sincere in tone. They manage to find that sweet spot where they avoid being cynical without being too sentimental. This is perhaps best typified at the end of the movie. The girls' performance is a resounding success, and Yamashita lingers on their faces as they enjoy the moment. A triumph of friendship and hard work, but a transitory moment that will soon pass. The girls then break into their second song, and the film cuts to shots of empty classrooms and hallways that were featured earlier in the movie. It's an oblique homage to Antonioni's The Eclipse. With these final shots, it's as if Yamashita is asking the audience to contemplate their youth, whether it be looking back at what has passed or looking forward to what will pass. Linda 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 is just one of those movies that makes you feel good, but also makes you think. A truly wonderful film.